Hey YouTube, my name's Azza18. Thank you for checking out this video, guys. And today I want to do a little bit of a comparison video. I want to do drift grips versus Kontrol Freek. So for anyone that doesn't know, me personally, I am sponsored by Drift Grips, but the organization Empire that I'm a part of is sponsored by Kontrol Freeks. They were both nice enough to send me out some free samples, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare them. We're going to put up drift grips versus Kontrol Freeks. Who wins?
The one of us will win if we play this game. I'm feeling what we have, we get to burn away. I'm trying to dodge and fight fire every single day.
So the first thing we're going to actually look at is the price. So to pick up a pair of drift grips, they're about $3 plus postage depending where you live. Postage is usually only about $1 to $2.50. So all up to pick up a pair of Pro Series drift grips, you're looking at about $4.50 to $5, give or take on conversion. So to be fair, we'd call it about $5 for a pair of drift grips. Now, Kontrol Freeks. To pick up a pair of Kontrol Freeks designed for the PS4, you're looking at about $15 coming out of America. Drift grips come out of Australia. So to pick up a pair of drift grips, $5. To pick up a pair of Kontrol Freeks with postage out of America with the conversion, you're probably looking close to $20, maybe even $22 to get a pair of Kontrol Freeks. So you gotta ask, are Kontrol Freeks 4 times the price? Does that mean they're gonna be 4 times better? Well, let's chuck them on a controller, let's find out. So the biggest thing as well is, again, putting them on your controller. So the drift grips actually like slide on there because they're a very rubber-based grip. Whereas with the Kontrol Freeks, you can see you get quite a lot of elevation out of the actual grip, and they click onto a plastic base and then they have a rubber grip on the top. So straight away, the biggest thing you're going to notice is that the Kontrol Freeks actually add elevation to your toggle stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It's a game I don't like, so I feel it's going to be a much more realistic reality about how these are actually going to go. So we're going to jump into Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and we're actually going to see how they go. Alright, so we're going to start off with the drift grips. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't played Infinite Warfare in like 2 months, so this is going to be a really good experience to see how they go. As you can see as well, I'm not using my good microphone, I'm actually using my Astros. But again, like I have not played this game in a very long time. I don't really like this game that much, so I figured by me playing it, it'd be a good way to see how their grips actually go. Now, I mean, I'm used to these grips. These are the grips that I normally use. I'm really just curious to see how the Kontrol Freeks go. I think drift grips are great. I do definitely feel like they improve your accuracy. I do definitely recommend them, especially because if you use code AZ18, you can get like 55% off these grips. You can pick them up for like less than $2. It does feel very weird coming back to this game though, especially being a search and destroy player. To play respawn, I think it's really weird too. I gotta admit though, one thing about Infinite Warfare, the grips, it's not as bad as I remember. I remember this game being absolutely trash. This isn't that bad right now. I mean, I'm used to these grips as well, so I'm really curious to see how I go when I go to the Kontrol Freeks. I've never used Kontrol Freeks ever in my life, so I think it's gonna be really interesting. Oh, now that was a bit rough. I think I was around that wall then. I hope we can get the W here. It's going to be awfully terrible if we don't.
98, 98. Yeah, alright. So I went 19 and 7 on my very first game back on Infinite Warfare. I definitely feel like it went alright. The grips, I'm used to these grips. I'm definitely used to these grips because I use these grips all the time. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take these bad boys off and we're going to put on the Kontrol Freeks. Alright, so this is my very first game ever with Kontrol Freeks. As you guys can see, I've also slapped my camera on so you guys can see what my hands are doing as I'm playing to get an idea of how well my thumbs rotate on the toggles. Gotta get used to it. So, okay, these are slightly higher and then so we're gonna get used to this. They are definitely a little bit higher. I'm gonna see if this is gonna be an advantage or a disadvantage. Now, my sensitivity is set up for drift grips, which are low, not Kontrol Freeks.
Just put us in the lead. Have regained the upper hand.
Yeah, I do remember how easy sniping is in this game and how everyone's a pomage. I'm struggling with it already. I can definitely feel I'm struggling with them. My accuracy is immediately off. Probably because I'm not used to the height of the toggle. Are you serious? I just spawned. Okay, it's coming back to me now about how bad this game is. I can't aim. The toggles are, for me, obviously it's my first game, so I'm not going to judge them too harshly off my first game, but... Oh, see how I overlook? I'm definitely not used to the height of the toggles. Give it a little bit and we'll see if we can get used to it. I'm physically standing behind you. How the hell does that even work? Okay. It really has come back to me how trash this game is. It's so funny that it only took 2 games to remember.
Your team.
I can't hit the shot because the longer toggle sticks is definitely a thing. I don't know if I was to get used to it, if it'd be beneficial or not. I mean, obviously I'm not used to the longer toggle sticks. What am I on? 15, 12 for 5, so I'm not doing too bad. I mean, it's pretty average for my standards, but...
Friendly drone support is active. Entering the airspace.
$20 for 6 gets the job done. It's really hard to give an opinion on them, especially being the first game. Definitely, I don't know if it's because they're new and my drift grips are a little bit worn out. You definitely feel that you do have a little bit more grip. I'm definitely not going to lie about that.
Alright, so I've just finished playing a couple of games with the Kontrol Freeks, and the first couple of things I'm going to notice is that, to be perfectly honest with you, between the two of them, the Kontrol Freeks definitely actually get more grip on your thumb. Your thumb doesn't quite slip as much. Like, your thumb doesn't slip a hell of a lot on these ones, but with the Kontrol Freeks, you can definitely feel there's no slip at all. That could also be broken down to is that I've been using these ones for a little bit now, and these are completely brand new. I feel once you got used to the elevator toggle, so when I was playing Infinite Warfare then, my sensitivity was set up to the drift grips. If you use Kontrol Freek, you actually need to change the sensitivity because you have a higher toggle. The way that you're aiming actually changes. You would actually have to compensate in your sensitivity of the game to be able to change that for the way that you're playing. But my final verdict on the two of them though, you got to think about it. These things to get posted to your house are $25. These things are $5. And with these, you can use code AZA18. You can get them for like $2. So to be perfectly honest with you, whether you use grips at all or you don't use them at all, or even if you wanted to try them, I'd still recommend drift grips. And I'm not saying that because I'm sponsored by them. I'm saying that because you can get 4 sets of these at the one price of these. It would be cool if they could bring out some elevated ones. I'd love to see how they would go with elevated. And I do really think that the elevated, if you're seriously, dead serious about your gaming, I would go for the Kontrol Freeks. Just because with that elevated toggle, it actually, you could feel the way that you just snapped on way faster. Now, I wasn't used to it, and you could see a couple of times my aim would just keep going because I wasn't used to the elevated toggle stick. But if you're definitely full-on serious, like as in a competitive gamer, I would suggest spending the extra money and getting some Kontrol Freeks. If you're into your casual gaming, your pub stomping, or for example, like arena mode and stuff where you play hard, but you don't want to really go absolutely nuts competitive trying to go pro, or you just simply want to improve your accuracy just a little bit, then definitely the drift grips. The biggest thing I need to remind you about both of these products is that some of you will like them, some of you will not like them. It all breaks down to personal opinion. I remember when I started using these grips first off, I absolutely hated them. Now I don't play without them. But the big thing is what one am I going to use on my controller whilst I'm still playing here at home? The drift grips. I've gotten so used to them now that I'm not a big person that likes a bit of change. If I was to get back into competitive gaming, I'd probably slap the Kontrol Freeks on. To be honest, you do get extra from them. And it is also broken down to in the material used in the rubber. Like you can just feel in the rubber that your finger grabs them a lot more. So if you are serious, very, very serious about your game, I'd go the Kontrol Freeks. If you're a casual to average player that likes pump stomping, or you just simply want to improve your accuracy, I'd be going for the drift grips. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to both of these so you can check them out. We have discount codes for both of these as well, guys. For this, it's AZA18. For this one, it's Empire Esports. I'll leave the discount codes down in the description as well, guys, if you want to save a little bit of money. Even if you want to try these grips, like I said, you can pick these up for about $2 with code AZA18. If you want to just try them and see, hey, you know what, I liked them, I'm going to leave them on controller. Or if you're like, nah, didn't really like them, I'm not going to put them back on. $2. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the cause. My name's AZA18. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.